Hey y'all, hey, let me go ahead and drop the part two because there were so many couples of if you don't know what I was talking about, go check out part one. But I was watching Blue Therapy on Netflix, aka May This Love Never Find Me, aka Why Are These Relationships Like This? Is this anti-relationship propaganda? Am I allowed to say that word on TikTok? Y'all be striking everything. But anyway, what? So let's get into. I'm the CPS scholar. Thank you for joining me again. We're gonna finish up the couples. When I say there were so many couples, but at least I think with me breaking it up in two parts, there's a couple couples I can spend some time on because I'm like, what in the entire? What is this foolery? What are these shenanigans? Y'all, let's get into Dami and Jermaine. So they married. They have two children. I believe she was with a child three times, except on one had like a issue, so they decided to not carry on. Read between the lines with that one. She was like the high flying career woman, making all the money, but they made a deal for her to stay home for like 2 years. And take care of the baby because I think they had like an older baby, but then they had like a 3-month old. And when he first walked in the room, I said, "Do he even like this lady?" And she looked like she wanted to put hands on this man. I said, "Oh my gosh!" But anyways, he actually, while she stayed home, he started a business and it started thriving. So he is working. He's spending more time at work than he is at home, and she's basically a married single mother no other terms, right? And then but there was a part that got a little sketchy for me. So they don't sleep in the same room for whatever reason, maybe because the baby be crying, whatever. But they hadn't really been getting, he hadn't been cracking that back for like 9 months. Anyways, he had me cracking that back. Then you're gonna bring your behind in there and start bragging on your administrative assistant because I think they call him secretary because we across the pond. But administrative assistant and saying how you spend more time with her. She's amazing. She's outstanding. The wife like, you don't talk about me like that. He said, I told you was cute this morning when you came out the back when we was getting ready to go here. I told you was cute. But anyways, he was saying as a leader, he's making sure everything is good and she just need to chill, relax, stop giving him a hard time. Then he started talking about how men can't show emotion, men can't have empathy because as a leader, you can't do that. And when you're on the top of that hill and you're the king, you're up there alone. She's like, hold up. I worked too. We was a partnership when we made this deal. Now all of a sudden you alone and you can't express your feelings. No, sir. No, sir. But anyways, the therapy actually worked for them. She sent them to go do to basically a recreation of a date that they did back in the day that made them fall in love. So they were out like at a winery. It was cute. It was nature. It was beautiful. All the things. They end up working it out at the end and staying together. He was getting on my nerves a little bit, but I could see how you're married, you got kids, y'all working it out. It's not like they weren't trying. So I was like, let me see if I missed anything. Let me see. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that man Jermaine tried his wife, but like it was really bad because um he went to go see Usher in the skybox. We in the box. And with his homeboys and everything, and left her at home with the babies. Oh no, we would have had no. It would have been a nanny somewhere up and through. I want to go. Since you want to play, I want to be fed some cherry. No, let me stop. That's what got Keke Palmer not between the dryer and the dang on washer. But anyways, DV is wrong. But yeah, he just was leaving her. He living life and leaving her at the house like it's all good. No, sir. Yeah, the other part I was thinking about with this couple is that they another thing that drug them down is she used to be the big career person. She took a break to have her family and stuff, and now he's the big man on campus or whatever. So they just didn't know how to connect. The other thing that threw me off is when they did the thing with the baby. It's because they had sickle cell or whatever, and they had two healthy babies, and then the third one they knew wasn't going to be healthy. But then what was weird was they were like, "We're gonna try again." Is there a way to isolate it? And why y'all didn't do it the third time? I'm not judging their decision. It was just very interesting. I was kind of lost. It got kind of deep. But ooh, there was a couple way worse than them. We about to get into that. Y'all, let me get started on Junior and Carmen. So Junior came up in them people thing with the blue yachty braids with an attitude from jump to me. Carmen and Junior, they have I believe 3 kids together, and she really, really wanted a fourth one, right? Apparently he's still mad at her. Him and his little yachty braids was still mad at her because she asked for a divorce on his birthday, because they have trust issues. She said he'd like to disappear, not tell her where he's at. And then when she started expressing that in the therapy, he was like, well, that's you accusing me again. I'm not doing anything. Sir, if we married and you ain't showing up and you disappearing for days and hours and stuff, you no call, no show, bruh. Let me know so I can cut out. Let me know. So, but what killed me about him, he was so bold. Oh my God. So what killed me about him was he pretty much went and snuck and had a vasectomy behind her back. And she was okay with it because she wanted that 4th kid, right? She was okay with it because he lied to her and said that he had froze the swimmers or whatever. And he was like, I wanted to tell you while I was here, which a lot of them couples played in them people's face by telling them while they was there when we was just at the house. I guess maybe you felt safe. He said, not only did I get snipped, I didn't save no swimmers for our 4th baby. Ta-da! Bam. But she was like, what? Oh my God. I don't know. I feel so betrayed. I'm going to get up and leave. I'm so upset. You know, I wanted a 4th baby or whatever. And he was like, in his confessional, he goes, I wanted to take control of the situation. I'm still hurt that she broke up with me. So with this, I can be in control and she won't get one up on me. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Women ultimately control when we have babies. Sir, what in the world are you? Okay, listen, I'm really not trying to be funny. A lot of people need to sit and pay attention during a biology class, health class, which is probably not even called that anymore. I'm old. It take 2 of y'all to make the baby or whatever. You running up in there in the first place leads to babies. I'm confused. I'm confused, and it's your wife too. But anyways, she has a fit. He like, two pennies in a bucket. F it. I ain't gonna say the word. And everybody left mad. They go back to the house. They have the kids playing in the yard. He acting like everything all good. They go back to the therapy session. And he's like, I did it, now what? But you know, I want to focus on us. I want to focus on us. If she act right, I might think about untying my on time and getting it reversed. Sir, something is suspect about this man. I don't care what y'all say. Call me negative. I don't care. I believe him disappearing for days because she said, I think, what if he has somebody else? He said, no, I would never do that to you. Sir, are you trying to make sure there's no outside babies brought all up and through him? Like, are you trying to protect what you're doing until you get done doing it and then you'll give a wife another baby? Because he said once you get married, there's no such thing as divorce. So you want to go run these streets and not bring an outside baby in, and then once you done and you tired and it probably don't work no more, the gummy worm probably don't work no more, then you gonna come back and give the lady what she want, and it might not even work no more. Y'all, blue therapy and she forgave him and they stayed together, y'all. Y'all remember on Why Did I Get Married? When we said, Tyler Perry, his non-acting behind, Diane climbed up on a table and tied up and didn't even tell me. That was the equivalent of that. That was the equivalent of that. It wasn't lost upon me the contrast with old girl, what's her name, Daisy and Jay, how she didn't want to have any more children because he wasn't stepping up for the children or whatever. She said he's a good husband. She said he's a good wife, talking about Junior and Carmen, but neither one of them want to have more kids. That man just was tired. Truth is, he tired, lost in confused. He don't like you. Majority of these people did not like the other person. And somebody asked a really strong question to me the other day.